Hey, what is up, guys? It is Harrison Barron, the Millennial Entrepreneur. Now, in this video, I actually want to talk to you guys about something that I would love to do a tutorial on, but there's literally no way I could do a tutorial on. You might be thinking, well, what could that possibly be? And that is when and how do you clean out your email marketing, right? That is something so incredibly important. Let's think about it, right? You've started a business and you've been accumulating emails now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years. At some point or another, people are no longer interested in you. I'm sorry to break the news to you, but that's just the case. But that doesn't mean that everybody doesn't want to hear from you. That only means a certain subject of people don't want to hear from you anymore, right? They're no longer interested. I'm sure you guys have probably seen the guy like, oh, check out my garage. Like, this is my Ferrari, right? Same kind of thing. Nobody cares anymore. After you sign up for stuff, you might take it or not take it, or you might listen to some of what he has to say, and then after a while, you're no longer interested in that. And that's totally fine. That is okay. It's human nature to become disinterested with something after a while. Doesn't matter what it is. It's very rare that people just keep wanting to come back and back and back over for the same person or kind of content or even the same information time and time again. So how often do you need to clean out your inbox? And the reason why I can't actually show you this is because there's just way too many programs out there between MailChimp, Constant Contact, OmniSend, HubSpot. I mean, the list goes on and on. So how often do you need to clean them out? And at one point do should a light bulb go off and say, hey, you know what? Probably should just get rid of these contacts, or just export them out of your system and save them somewhere else for down the road if you want to. But you don't need to keep emailing people over and over and over again. Now, it's advised to email people between at least once to 2 or 3 times a week. That way, one, you stay relevant, you stay fresh, and you stay top of mind. But that's a lot of emails, and paying for these services, you're going to be spending a lot of money. So after a point in time, you're going to have to say, you know what? It's time to get rid of these people. And if they haven't interacted with you or engaged with you in a certain period of time, they might be done. And that's okay. That's fine. Don't worry about it. It happens. Everybody goes through a breakup at some point or another. But at what point do you need to say, you guys are done? I'm no longer going to bother you with emailing. That's just it, right? Like that is literally it. You want to say goodbye, but you don't want to be rude about it. So there's a couple different ways that I've kind of compiled together, whether it's, internet resources or what I've done for my customers and things like that. And I want to share this with you because I think it's tremendously important. By the way, you're going to see this after Easter, but I'm recording this on Easter. So happy Easter. So you need to think about it, right? How often or how long does it take? Well, the first question is you need to ask yourself is, how often are you actually emailing people? If you're emailing people once a month, the way that you're going to remove people is going to be drastically different than if you're emailing once every other day or once every day or, twice a week or even once a week, right? So the general rule of thumb, and I think I don't necessarily agree with this, but this is what Google says, is every 6 months. Now, I strongly disagree with that unless you're emailing 2 or 3 times a week. If you're emailing 2 or 3 times a week, that is, let's just say for even numbers here, 25 weeks, right? If you're sending 2 emails per week, right, that's 50 emails. Now, if somebody's not opening those emails or you're sending out that many of them, it's time to, scrub that list every 6 months. I'm okay with that number if you're sending out at least twice a week. But if you're once a month, I would very much say that a year to possibly even a year and a half is a safer number. Why? Because you're not hammering people all the time. So they're less likely to see your stuff over and over and over again. So if you're doing that, then I would say stretch that out probably to a year, year and a half, even maybe 2 years if you're really not sending that much stuff. The other thing that you can do is you can send a breakup email, and nobody wants to get broken up with, but it might make people say, you know what, let me click the unsubscribe button, right? People clicking the unsubscribe button is never a bad thing. It's always a good thing because it means they're no longer interested in you. So you don't need to spend energy, time, thought process, or anything like that on these people. Just click the unsubscribe button so you can send them an email and say, hey, by the way, and you could narrow this down depending on what platform you use. So if you're using MailChimp or OmniSend, whatever it is, go in there and select people that haven't opened, your last 20 emails and just say, hey, John, I'm just using John as an example here, but hey, John, looks like you haven't really opened any of our emails. No big deal. Just wanted to reach out. Please hit that unsubscribe button so we know that you're no longer interested in us or whatever we're doing. But if you are interested in this, please open this email and maybe even respond or check back for our next email. We're sending one on I don't know. It's April 4th. So let's say we're sending one on April 10th, right? Give him a week to and let him know like when the next email blast is going out so he could take a look at it. Now, people are going to be doing one of three things. One, they're just not going to open the email, right? Perfect. Hit the unsubscribe. You can hit the unsubscribe or just remove them from your list. Number two is people are going to hit the unsubscribe button. Great. Less work for you. They're not interested in. That's a good thing. Number three is they're going to wait till the 10th, right? Because I'm recording this on Easter, 4/4. They're gonna wait 6 days and they're gonna open that email. And if they do, they may be engaged still and keep them. So there's no bad thing because if they haven't opened the last handful of emails, right? They're not looking at offers, they're not looking at anything like that. So go in there and send them a breakup email, right? Just say, hey, really appreciate you hanging out on our email list. We've seen that you've opened up a bunch of our stuff in the past. You haven't really opened up anything recently. Totally cool if you want to hit the unsubscribe button. We will not be mad about it at all. We just want to know that, either you're interested in our stuff or not interested in our stuff, right? And that's it. You're golden after that. So depending on where you're at in the stage or how often you're sending emails and things like that, I would say comfortably between 6 months to really like a year and a half is how often you should scrub your email list. Now, if you have clients or you have emails in there that have stuck around for years and they're no longer opening, if they're not opening the last 20 emails, write them off. That's it. I mean, they're never going to open up another one. If you really want to send that breakup email, go for it. But chances are pretty good they're not going to open it. The breakup email is if they haven't opened the last 5, 10, maybe 15 emails. And who knows? The breakup email may or may not be for you. If you're comfortable sending that out, go for it. If you're not, fine. No big deal. But give people, the opt-out. Give them permission to leave. Or just say, hey, you know what? If they haven't opened the last 10, 20, 30 emails, see you later. Like, they're obviously not interested. This is going to help two things. One, you're going to drastically increase your engagement and your open rates, which is huge. And you may also sell more products. You might get people who are like, oh my God, don't remove me from my list. I've literally seen this happen. I would love to buy your products, or like it wasn't a good time then. We really haven't opened that email, whatever. We'd love to, we'd love to purchase from you. Whatever that is, don't write those people off just yet. You can always send them a breakup email, or just pull them out of your list. Add them to your list in 6 months to 1 year or 2 years down the road and be like, hey, by the way, we're still here. And by you removing them from your list, you're going to save a ton of money on whatever email service provider you're using. Whether that's sending thousands of emails, tens of thousands of emails, hundreds or millions of emails, just keep that in the back of your mind. Like, people will become uninterested, but at some point or another down the road, they may be interested in it again. Pull them off for 6 months. That's okay. Or a year or 2 years. That's fine. If you come up with an earth-shattering product, don't send them any more emails until that product's released and just be like, hey, John, I know you haven't opened up any of our emails, but this is the craziest thing ever. We wanted to just share this with you. If you're not interested in these emails anymore, please click that unsubscribe button. It'll save you money by him hitting the unsubscribe button, and he doesn't have to get bombarded with emails. He's going to have a better taste in his mouth because he's left, and when he's ready to come back, then he'll come back. That's okay. And keep those emails because you can send Facebook ads to them. Very important. But that's it. I mean, I would say the general rule of thumb is between 6 months and a year and a half is how often you should just go through your inbox, or I shouldn't say your inbox, your email list, to protect people's inboxes. And that's when you should go remove people. So if you're not doing it that often or you've never done it, this is your sign to go do it, and just do it do it when you feel comfortable, or do it when you're like, my open rates should be so much better, right? Your open rates probably are good, but they're not good because you have baggage. You have people that aren't engaging with your stuff, and that's okay. Just remove those people. No big deal. So I hope this video helps. I hope that this has answered some of your questions. My name is Harrison Brown, the Millennial Entrepreneur. If you guys found value in this, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you never miss another opportunity to grow your business. And the little bell notification always helps. I'll see you guys later. Bye, and have a happy Easter. See you later.